Could your ex want you and still not come back? My name is Coach Adrian. I am a relationship coach, and in this video, we are going to explore together whether this is something that is possible and likely. And obviously, this touches at the heart of your fears of losing the person that you love forever. The fear that you will never be together again. And quite often, this is where I need you to take a step back and to realize that if you are in a place of fear, the odds are that you will push them away. And we need to move you from that place of fear to a place of confidence and a place of well-being in order to help your ex come back towards you. So it felt important to provide you with this context before we dive into this question, this very important question. And so, could your ex want you and still not come back? The answer is yeah. Yes, of course, it is possible. It is possible if they don't trust you. So yes, if they don't trust you. Ultimately, it's not just about feelings or attraction. It's about trust. It's about a fear of not being happy together. And so if your behaviors that led to the breakup haven't changed, have not evolved, then it is possible for an ex to want you and to still not come back. Could your ex still want you and not come back? Yes, if they're still hurt. If your significant other still feels the pain of the relationship, if they felt unseen, unheard, or suffocated, for example, for a long period of time, they may still have feelings for you, but not come back to you because, again, they don't trust that they're going to be happy with you. Could your ex still have feelings for you and not come back? Yes, if they're afraid of being hurt again, which is ultimately what it comes down to. Most times, the biggest hurdle is to make sure that we are able to prove to our significant other that we will not hurt them again. And of course, this has to be done through actions and over time. Sometimes an ex also does not come back because of their ego getting in the way. They don't want to appear as if it was a mistake to break up with you. And so there's this desire to be together. They miss you, but they don't let themselves, right? And also I've seen cases where friends, parents are pressuring them not to be with you. And so even though there's this strong desire to be together, ultimately they don't come back. But ultimately the heart wants what it wants. And so feelings usually end up winning out. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how to make sure that you do that. But before I do so, I wanted to let you know that I wanted to try something new. And so stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to be answering questions of individuals just like you who have submitted their questions to me. So I wanted to do this as a way of being closer to you, as a way of making sure that you have this additional level of support, and also for you to know that I actually take the time to hear you out, to listen to what's on your mind in order to provide you with the next best step. So, ultimately, feelings tend to win out when you don't pressure your ex, when you're not pressuring yourself or them to be together. They need to feel like it is their decision to be with you. And when you are being overly overzealous, overeager, or impatient, it usually tends to rub them the wrong way. Instead, let's focus on rebuilding trust over time. Let's make sure that we regain a sense of confidence, that we reconnect with them in a slow, organic way, so that they can feel less uneasy and more comfortable with this idea of being together and not just wanting you, but actually doing something about it. So what I want you to do is, in essence, to help them take ownership in the process of rebuilding a new dynamic. If you feel like you're the only one putting in effort, you're the only one that cares, usually you're not going to get them to actually do something about it and to come back, even if they still have feelings. And I know from experience that most of the time, they still have feelings for you after a breakup. Feelings don't just disappear, even if you're disillusioned. So, don't let your fears of not being together get to you. That's why you're asking this question to begin with. And I did an entire video to help alleviate your fears. But the reality is that we should be asking different questions. We should be in a more positive mindset and dynamic, because that's how we're going to be able to maximize our chances of success. Now, as promised, let's take some time to take questions from the community to explore what's on your mind and the next best step you can take to make things right. Okay, so welcome to our new segment. In the coming year, we have decided to take this step to be closer to our community and to provide you with in-depth insights applicable to your situation. We encourage you to submit your questions in order for me to provide you with insights. And the first question that we're going to listen to comes from Aiden.
Can you talk about how your ex is liking your family and friends' social media posts on Instagram and Facebook, but not yours, and if so, very few? How do I respond?
Thank you, Aiden, for this question. This is a very common dynamic where an ex may appear to be teasing you or may appear to be hot and cold, sending mixed messages. And oftentimes, as we discussed during this video, it's because your ex doesn't trust you, because your ex is still hurt, because they're afraid of being hurt again in the future, or because of their ego. So they're not engaging directly with you for one of these reasons, and yet they're staying connected to your friends and family. In essence, it shows they still care. Perhaps they already had very strong bonds, very strong ties to those friends and family members, and they're trying to continue to nurture those bonds. But the odds are that they still care about you also. Because after a breakup, when an ex really truly wants a clean break, they do everything that they can to distance themselves from you and your loved ones. So perhaps you were in a long-term relationship with this individual. Perhaps they really have strong bonds of friendship with those that love you most. But if that's not the case, then you should see that as a shit test. And also the proof that perhaps you're not yet ready to engage and to reconnect with them. Be more patient. Show that you're not flustered, frustrated, or triggered by these interactions, and continue to leverage your platform, your social media platform, to showcase your change and to show that you're living your best life. Because even though your ex is not directly interacting with your stuff, I guarantee you that they are checking it out. So be more patient, be more detached, do not be triggered. And I believe that this is actually a good sign. So the second question is coming to us from an individual named Leo. So Leo, thank you so much for submitting your question.
Hi, Adrian. Thanks for taking the question. My first question is that how to attract an ex if you're living with them. Second question, how to behave around them if they want to keep the things as they were before when you were in a relationship, but they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore.
Leo, thank you so much for your question. I empathize. Living with an ex can be particularly challenging and nerve-wracking because you see this person that you love every day, and yet you cannot be intimate. You cannot hug them. You cannot love them. You cannot connect with them in the same way. The reality here is that your ex wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants freedom and independence, but at the same time, she wants to be best friends and buddies. And that can be not conducive to a new and improved relationship. Ultimately, we want to avoid drama, conflict, negativity. But you need to also distance yourself a little bit so that your ex can feel the consequences of their choices. And although living with your ex does present its set of challenges, it also presents many opportunities to quickly showcase change, many opportunities to show to your significant other how much they actually care. And so what I'm going to recommend here in a nutshell is that you avoid drama, conflict, and negativity, but that you pull away and start to be more independent. Show that you can be happy, that you can do things and have a social life and not just sit there waiting for them to give you attention or validation or to spend time with you. It can be more challenging when you have a kid together. Perhaps you guys have been together for a long time, or perhaps you were just living together and you still have to stay together because you've signed a lease. In the event where you don't have a kid together, you can be a little bit more aggressive in pulling away and really kind of doing your own thing. Because the stakes are different. And in the events where you have to co-parent, then perhaps it's more about being more emotionally distant and showing to your significant other that, yes, you can live under the same roof. You can be on good terms, but that, again, you're going to do your own thing to create a space for her to understand the consequences of her decision, to get her to miss that closeness and that connection and that validation. So definitely, you don't want to chase. You don't want to tell her you miss her, you love her, or openly tell her that you want to be together because, again, she doesn't trust that you can make her happy. Her ego won't let her, and she's afraid of being hurt, like we explored in this video. But it doesn't mean that you can't turn things around quickly if you are able to rebuild your confidence and to take ownership of your own process of personal growth. So thank you again for your questions, and I look forward to many, many more and to hearing all about what you are going through in your breakup recovery journey. Leo, Aiden, you guys are fighting the good fight, and I can't wait to hear how things evolve. Take good care. So, could your ex still want you and not come back? Yes, it is possible. We saw two examples with Aiden and Leo. And ultimately, both of you need to continue to focus on what you can control and to create the right conditions for your ex to feel comfortable coming back. Not just because they want you, but because they trust that they can be happy with you, because they see that you're making them smile and that you are a challenge again, that you've inspired them again. If you also want me to answer your questions, like Leo and Aiden, in a coming video, please feel free to submit your questions. And you can do so in many ways, including just via Instagram message. As always, thank you for your trust. Thank you for fighting the good fight, and see you soon.